Hello everyone, Wayne from the CERN Earth and Space Center here. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at some objects in our solar system that don't get a lot of coverage. These are asteroids. We'll hear about them every once in a while, usually in some sort of apocalyptic news article, but they're really mostly harmless, just floating around there. So we'll take a look at some of the largest of the asteroids in our solar system, and also take a look at where they are centered in our solar system as well. So let's load up some of our sky simulator software and take a closer look. So asteroids are chunks of rock and dust and metal and minerals that are flying around within our solar system. We're going to take a trip and visit one of those right now, the asteroid Vesta. Most of them exist within our inner solar system. Objects further out aren't called asteroids. They are called Kuiper Belt objects or trans-Neptunian objects or other names depending on where they come from and where they're made up. Things like comets and other planetoids out there. Now, asteroids can range anywhere in size from about 1 meter across to hundreds of kilometers. The asteroid that we're going to visit right now, called Vesta, is probably the second largest. There's a bit of uncertainty whether it's the second or third largest asteroid in our solar system, but it is hundreds of kilometers across, almost the size of a small planet. The only object in the asteroid belt larger than Vesta is the dwarf planet Ceres. Now, as we fly up to Vesta here, we'll see that it is rather irregular in shape, very rocky, looks almost like the surface of the moon, but kind of beaten up and smashed down. And this is how many asteroids look. Like I said, they are rather just chunks and bits of rock and mineral that never really formed into a full planet. And that kind of has to do with where they are in our solar system. To get a better look at that, we're going to take a look at a little clip here. We'll load this up. That'll give us a better idea of where asteroids are. Most asteroids exist in the area of our solar system in between Mars and Jupiter. Now here we can see that that is where the bulk of them lie, and it's believed that most asteroids, while they could have formed into a planet at the beginning of our solar system, but the gravity of Jupiter kind of prevented them from doing that. It kind of tore them apart and threw them around inside the inner solar system. And luckily, they weren't able to form a new planet, but they do move quite around. And we'll see as we zoom in here to the sun that some of them are flying around within the orbit of Earth and the inner solar system planets, and those can be a danger to us. But most of them, especially the ones that are large enough to actually be a danger, are able to be tracked by NASA and other space administrations. So we have a good idea of where those are, where they're going, and we should be able to see them if they're coming right for us. Now, there are some smaller ones that are much harder to track that might pass by very close to Earth, but for the most part they will break up in our atmosphere. Now we'll fly out to Jupiter through the asteroid belt, and we'll see that as we're flying through, it looks rather dense and there's a lot of objects there, but space is really, really big, and so there is a lot of space in between all of these objects. And as we fly in to get a view of Jupiter here, we see this big cloud of blue objects. Now, those blue markers are for what we call the Trojan asteroids, and those follow Jupiter in its orbit. They're towed along by its gravity, and so they just follow Jupiter as it goes around the sun. Now, the ones that we see off to the side here in red and green, those are what we call the main belt asteroids, and those exist in between Mars and Jupiter in that main belt of the asteroid belt. And as we zoom out once more, we'll get another closer look at sort of the mass that all of these asteroids make up in our solar system. So there's a lot of them out there, but they are mostly in a stable orbit, either following or preceding Jupiter or going around the sun in a safe area of our solar system. There are some that can fly around the Earth, but it's not something we have to worry about too much. Well, thank you everyone for taking a look at asteroids with me today. Again, my name is Wayne from the CERN Earth and Space Center. I hope you enjoyed our video. Remember to like and subscribe for more of our weekly space content. But most importantly, remember to get out there and take a look at your nighttime skies.